Your wife thinks we still have the big guys here. She thinks we have all the production.
Oh.
Good afternoon and welcome to the Dan Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio. You're tuned into CVCA hockey this afternoon for a matinee against the Twinsburg Tigers. My name is Tim Nichols and we're glad to have you with us today from Garfield Heights. Both teams are on the ice. The clock is winding down to about a minute left in the pregame warm-up period. It has been the tradition so far this year during CVCA games that the teams get on the ice right at the top of the hour, but today, with no one on the ice prior to this game, both teams on the ice a bit early, and we should get started pretty close to the top of the hour with the lineups. It is the first meeting of the year between the Royals and the Tigers. On the weekend, CVCA got back on the winning track last Saturday when they downed NDCL for the second time this year, this time by a score of 8-4. In that game, senior captain Gabe Dearden for the Royals scored 4 goals, while the game also featured the first career goal for freshman Matthew Porter. In addition, each of the assistant captains also lit the lamp, 1 goal apiece for Luke Parada, Jack Lamline, and Sam Porter, while freshman Morgan Joy also added 3 assists. Karsten Houck turned in one of perhaps the best performance of his career to date, coming in for JT Nichols in goal, who left just 5 minutes into the contest with an equipment issue. Houck finished up the first period and then finished up the game for his second victory of the season in net. He got the win, and Houck also got an assist on one of Dearden's end-to-end goals. For Twinsburg, they dropped down to the Blue South this year. They were winless in the Blue North a year ago, and they finally got their season started last weekend, with winter athletics having been on hold until the start of the new year in Twinsburg. They had a trio of games against Blue South competition, and they lost their opener 10-3 on Friday to Westlake, but got a couple of wins on the weekend, defeating Brooklyn soundly, a shutout 9-0 on Saturday, and then trouncing Brush on Sunday 13-5, scoring 8 goals alone in the second period. These two teams did meet once last year. It was a 7-0 Royals victory in the CVCA Christmas tournament. The Royals have won 6 games in a row against Twinsburg and hold a series advantage since 2000 with 23 wins against 10 losses. The only teams that CVCA has played more often in their history are Aurora, Canfield, and North Canton Hoover. So this is the 4th longest rivalry on the CVCA record books. The teams have gone to the end lines, and they're about ready to introduce the starting lineups for today's game. As we await those lineups, with the public address announcer having some technical difficulties across the way, we'll let you know that the Royals are about to get very busy. In addition to tonight's game, the Royals will have 4 games in 4 days over the the Martin Luther King Day weekend. They'll play Friday night on the road at the Pond against Chagrin Falls, and then they'll participate in the Parma MLK weekend tournament with games against Parma, Kent Roosevelt, and the Green team from St. Edward. So, with some technical difficulties on the public address system, they've gone right ahead to the national anthem, and we'll pause to honor America. And the national anthem in the books. Both teams head to their benches for some final instructions before we get underway today. For CVCA and Twinsburg, both teams call the Kostel Rec Center here in Garfield Heights home. The Royals are the home team on the record books today, and they will have the bench to our right as we look toward the ice from high atop the podium here on the far side of the ice at the Dan Kostel Rec Center. The Twinsburg Tigers will be to our left on the visitor bench today here in Garfield Heights. So the public address system having a little technical difficulties, but we do have the starting lineups, and we'll give them to you right now. In goal for Twinsburg, they've got an experienced goaltender in Mark Schroeder. Schroeder, the junior, wears number 19. Also on defense, starting for Twinsburg, is number 6, Max Coleman. Coleman, a freshman. Also on defense, number 93, Chase Lowry. At center for Twinsburg, starting is number 21, Dominic Mister. Another freshman in the starting lineup for the Twinsburg Tigers. The Tigers player to look out for, number 98, Anthony Shirakov. Shirakov, the senior, got a couple of goals in their opening game last Friday night, and look for him to put pressure on the CVCA defense today. Also starting at right wing, number 15, sophomore Sean Shirakov. The Tigers are a senior-laden team with 7 seniors on the roster, but they do start 2 freshmen today. For the Royals, starting in goal, senior goaltender number 39, JT Nichols. Starting on defense, his first start of the season, brother of the goaltender, sophomore Zach Nichols. On defense for CVCA, senior captain Gabe Dearden. At center, Jack Lamline. He wears an assistant captain patch, as does the left wing, Luke Parada, a junior. And starting at right wing today, freshman Morgan Joy, who is in the CVCA record books as the first female to ever record a goal for Royals hockey. They drop the puck, and we're underway with the puck across the blue line as Jack Lamline to his right on the forehand shot, and a save by the goaltender Schrader. Royals control with it in the offensive zone is Lamline. He loses it. His poke checked out, and he'll have to reset it. He retreats into his own defensive zone. The Royals will set back up. Lamline with the puck behind his own goal line. He looks, it's chipped away, turned over, and right back to the Royals. Gabe Dearden will skate out with it through the neutral zone. Dearden to his right on the forehand, stops and pirouettes. Dearden dumps it in deep. He's looking for Lamline, but Lamline won't get there. It's controlled by one of the Tigers and dispossessed by Luke Parada. Parada now behind the net, circling to the far boards. Looks, fires, it's chipped away right to the crease. Morgan Joy would have had a chance at an open net, couldn't get it, and the Tigers try and come out with it. Far side to the neutral zone. Dearden chips it forward and back into the defensive zone for Twinsburg. Will they recover? Just underway, just a minute over into the first period here from the Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio. No score. The Royals onside. With it now is Caden Ballard. Ballard dumps it in deep on the near side boards into the corner. A scrum after to Sam Porter is in. Matthew Porter to his brother Sam. Centering pass. Caden Ballard tries to shoot. It just goes wide of the net. Matthew Porter tries to chase. The Porter brothers after it together. Centering pass is intercepted, and out with it comes the Tigers. Long shot into the defensive zone as the Tigers get a change. In on it is number 10, Cody Preston. Preston is bumped aside, and the Royals will reset up the offense as Dearden comes through the neutral zone. Check that. It is Dearden. Shot, fires, and scores! Gabe Dearden from the slot on the drive puts the Royals up 1-0, just 2 minutes and 5 seconds into the first period. It's CVCA 1 and Twinsburg 0. Dearden had 4 goals in the Royals game on Saturday against NDCL, and he continues to add to that total. Does the senior captain, defenseman for CVCA. 1-0 Royals as the puck is dropped once again, and the Tigers control. Twinsburg turns it over. Morgan Joy into the offensive zone now for CVCA. Fires toward the centering pass, looking for Luke Parada. It's chipped aside behind the goal line now. Jack Lamline tries to sneak one in. And out with it comes the Tigers. They clear the zone. But not for long. The Royals pressure once again. Dearden fires a save by Schrader. It bounces in front of him on the rebound. The Royals, Morgan Joy. Now with it, centering pass, looking for Jack Lamline. Can't find him. It's not kept in. Delayed offside for the Royals, and the Tigers will have a chance to try and recover. Cross ice pass through the neutral zone, but Jack Lamline gets to it on the loose puck and drives it back in deep. The Royals will get a change. Around the near side boards, CVCA comes up with it. Porter, that's Sam Porter, up to Dearden. Firing shot into the crease and covered. It got behind Schroeder, but Schroeder jumped on that puck before it could go any further. We've got a stoppage in play. 11 minutes and 48 seconds to go in the first period. CVCA 1 and Twinsburg nothing. Face off to the left of Mark Schroeder. That comes to Alex Frazier. She fires, and it's chipped aside and out of play. And we'll have another face-off. Face-off is controlled by Twinsburg. They cleared a zone. But skating onto it is number 24 for the Royals. That's Jackson Sullivan. Twinsburg, though, comes up with it. Their first attempt. Shot is fired and knocked aside into the near corner. The Royals chip it up the boards. Sullivan has it. Sullivan, a first-year skater, gets it up to Dearden. With speed to the neutral zone. Dearden now into the offensive zone. Shoots again. It's over the goal. A great chance for Gabe Dearden to get his second. Meanwhile, the Tigers again clear, but the Royals, Sullivan, knocked aside. Dearden gets it on his stick. Dearden into the circles, toward the net, and a poke check away, but nice job by the goaltender, the junior Schrader. Once again, Twinsburg clears. Now Josh Petchke has it for the Royals. He knocks it in, and chasing it is Luke Parada, but getting to it first is Colby Smith. Parada and Smith battle. Parada comes up with it. He circles to the slot, fires, shot, looking for David Krieger, who is on the doorstep. Krieger could not get a stick on it, but Krieger retrieves it on the near side boards, gets it up to Petchke, who knocks it back in deep. Chasing after it is the Tigers, number 6. That's Max Coleman. Coleman, the freshman starter. And the Tigers knock it in deep. And down the ice for a clearance and an icing. Stoppage in play at 10 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the first period. You're watching CVCA hockey on the Boxcast platform. Also being simulcast on CVCA Boosters the CVCA Boosters YouTube page, whichever way you're watching today, whether you're from the Royals or from Twinsburg, we're glad you found us. Face-off is down and controlled by CVCA. Caden Ballard tries to get it. Now Mark Mosher tries to keep it in, but a breakaway opportunity for the Tigers. In on the CVCA goaltender, JT Nichols. He makes his first save of the game. A nice opportunity for Dominic Mister, the freshman, for the Twinsburg Tigers. And that'll be a face-off that sets up to the right of the goaltender for CVCA, JT Nichols. 10:05 to go first period. Puck is dropped, knocked up, kept in on the right point, fired toward the goal, knocked down, but not out now out of harm's way. Lamline has it on his stick, but he's dispossessed behind the goal. The puck slips up to the left slot, and over-skating it is one of the Tigers, and now a second Tiger is knocked off the puck, and the Royals clear. Matthew Porter battling a couple different Tigers. It's pushed back into the defensive zone for CVCA. Zach Nichols chips it up off the boards and out, and it comes to Chase Lowy. Lowy, bothered by a Lamline, who pokes it in deep. Now the Tigers try and clear it out. It's off the boards and finally out through center ice, where it comes to Mark Mosher. Mosher chips it to the red line. With it now is Sean Shirakov. He gets it up to Mister. Mister Nice centering pass. Shot saved by Nichols. Rebound. Second shot saved, but a third shot cannot be saved. A goal scored by Dominic Mister off the rebound. 3 shots, and the third one found the back of the net. The Tigers have tied it up at 1. Time of the goal for Twinsburg. 5 minutes and 58 seconds. CVCA 1, Twinsburg 1. Nice pressure there by Twinsburg to get a trio of shots on the senior goaltender for CVCA. And the third one just sat right there for Mister to jump on it and put it in the back of the net. Now here's a chance for CVCA. Centering pass is pushed aside. Looking for it was Caden Ballard to try and put it in the goal. Could not. It gets out to center ice. Cross ice pass from Josh Petchke to Gabe Dearden. Dearden is poke checked away. Petchke now recovers, pokes it up but not out. Kept in by the Tigers and centered, but now knocked out by one of the Royals. At center ice, pushed back in on net. Stick save for JT Nichols into the near side corner. Centering pass, no one there for the Tigers. Morgan Joy tries to get it. Now Dearden has it on his stick. Tries to get past a couple of Tigers. Does, shoots, and nice save by Schrader on what was essentially a breakaway for the senior defenseman for CVCA. Sam Porter keeps it in. Now it's pushed around the boards by Colby Smith. Dearden is pushed off the puck. The Tigers with a 1-1 score clear the zone. Ian Lashua, cross ice pass, pushed in by Cody Preston. Nichols comes out to play it but decides better of it, gets back to his own goal. Dearden there for CVCA, and he possesses the puck and tries to skate out with it. Dearden now circles back, retreats, cross ice, finds Matthew Porter, who chips it ahead. Cannot control, though, and the Tigers do. With it is Ian Lashua. Lashua knocked off the puck. Now it comes to a CVCA skate. Backhanded shot by Lamline over the net. Now Lamline tries to fire a sharp angle shot. In it, on it is Luke Parada, but the puck is controlled, and a save by Schrader right on the side of the net. Just under halfway through the first period in a 1-1 hockey game between CVCA and the Twinsburg Tigers. Face off to the right of Schrader, controlled to the high slot, shot by Dearden, pad save rather by Schrader. Morgan Joy centers again, finds Parada, who fires another save. Rebounds poked aside by Schrader into the far corner, poked up but not yet out. Dearden battles to keep it in. He pokes it in deep, where it's poked back up. Lamline will have it, and he'll retreat outside the zone. The Royals will reset. Lamline retreats into his defensive zone, fires up, and just over, actually just deflected by Luke Parada, so they wave off the icing call. The Tigers will have to battle to get it out. They do, and Jack Lamline will recover for CVCA. Lamline with some speed into the offensive zone, shoots and scores. Jack Lamline. Coast to coast for the assistant captain, the junior Lamline. Gets the Royals back on the board and back in front. It's CVCA 2 and the Tigers from Twinsburg 1. Time of Lamline's goal, 8 minutes 33 seconds of the first period. The puck is dropped once again. Sam Porter controls. He fires. Stick save rather. Poked away by Schrader. Centering pass to Dearden. Dearden evades one. Fires again, and it's knocked down in front to the near side boards. Up to the point, Zach Nichols. Nichols pokes it in deep. Ballard. Ballard centers. Comes back to Ballard and knocked to the near side boards. The Tigers will come out with it. Another breakaway opportunity. Here comes the Tigers shooting and scoring. Great play by Anthony Shirakov, the senior. He got JT Nichols to commit, and finally he did. And he had the open net available to him. And just like that, the Tigers tie it up once again. It's 2-2. Shirakov is on the board at 9 minutes and 5 seconds of the first period. Royals 2, Tigers 2. Puck is dropped down, not controlled by Twinsburg, stolen by Morgan Joy, but no one there on the centering pass. The Tigers try to break it out, but cannot. Luke Parada pokes it in deep for CVCA. It comes back to him on the near side boards. He skates behind the net. Parada centers, no one there. Push far side where Parada will chase after it once again and knock it in deep. Chasing after it is Lamline. Lamline, the last goal scorer for CVCA. On the far side boards, battles. Jackson Smith giving pressure to Lamline. Near side now, Parada. Pokes it up. Controls. Skates toward the blue line, circles back. Keeps it in, fires it in deep in the corner. That's where Gabe Dearden comes up with it. Dearden now behind the end line. Dearden around the net, centers. Looking for Zach Nichols, who was pressuring. Morgan Joy was also there, but in the crease and making the stop is the junior goaltender, Mark Schrader. And that'll allow CVCA to make a change with a stoppage at 4 minutes and 53 seconds to go here in the first period from the Dan Kostel Rec Center in Garfield Heights, Ohio. Face-off will be to the right of Schrader. Caden Ballard will take it for CVCA. The Tigers adjust their defensive lineup. Ballard wins it for the Royals. Poked in deep, comes back to Ballard, who fires off the post. Ballard centers once again. It's chipped up high and over the net by Dearden. Dearden pokes it up high to Zach Nichols. Nichols fires. It's over the net once again on the far side. Ricochets to the far boards. A flurry of shots by the Royals. It's still kept in. Caden Ballard pokes it forward. Wide of the net on the left side of Schrader. It comes to Ballard once again, who pokes it toward the net. And finally, the Tigers come up with it. They clear the zone, and they've got another opportunity. 2-on-1 if they hurry. Back check by Sam Porter. But they get it to the front of the net where it finally comes to Dearden, who will skate it out. Dearden, 2-on-1 for the Royals. Right side, gets in. 1-on-1, fires, save. Poked behind the net. It goes now. Big collision. Far side boards, Matthew Porter centers. It comes to Ballard, shoots. Ricochets right back to him and knocked behind the net. Cleared up but not out. Kept in by Morgan Joy. Finally up, and Zach Nichols is on it. He keeps it in. Nichols skates into the and fires wide of the net as he skated into the circle. And the Tigers finally come out with it. Actually fanning on it, so it'll go right back to CVCA, but poked away from Luke Parada, but only for a moment. Dearden is up with it, and a penalty is called. The Tigers are going to go down a man. CVCA will go up on the power play at 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the first period. The first penalty of the game goes against Brian Nessick for Twinsburg. He's in the box 2 minutes. We did not see the call, but it looked like perhaps interference. I look to my right. Mike Dearden, keeping stats for me as he does each game, says yes, interference. 2 minutes. Check that. They do call it tripping officially on the public address system. So Nessick in the box for tripping. The Royals with the power play at 11 minutes 30 seconds of the first period. The door open to the Twinsburg Tigers bench. They do have 4 defensemen, it looks like. Actually, it looks like they've pulled their goalie. A very odd setup for Twinsburg. No goalie and 5 defensemen. So empty net for Twinsburg on the defensive power play kill. Certainly unorthodox, but the Tigers perhaps thinking, and the goal is scored. Not sure what the Tigers were thinking. The most unusual defensive strategy I think I've ever seen in hockey. An empty net situation on the power play. We can only think that perhaps Twinsburg thinking they had a better chance to defend the penalty with 5 defensemen. But the goal is scored by CVCA, poked in by Jack Lamline. Perhaps one of the easiest goals he'll ever have. The Royals take the lead 3-2. And now a stoppage as the referee having a conversation with the Twinsburg bench. Twinsburg is coached by Rocky Bernardo. The game started quickly after we got on the air today, so we did not get through all the details of the coaches. The Royals head coach is Doug Fairchild. Coach Fairchild in his 14th season with CVCA. On the Royals bench today, our assistant coaches Rich Hurdle and Mark Brower. And it looks like Jonathan Beckett may be here as well. So, again, a stoppage has ensued. Both teams have gone to their benches. And perhaps the issue is with the goaltender for the Tigers, Mark Schrader, who was behind the Twinsburg bench and now is climbing back out. So last week on Saturday during the CVCA game, the Royals, JT Nichols had an equipment issue. His actual skate blade came apart from his skate, and fortunately the Royals have Karsten Hauk as a backup goaltender this year. Last year the Royals played the entire season with just one goaltender. That was Nichols. And so there is just one goaltender on the Twinsburg roster, and perhaps that is the reason they went with 5 defensemen and an empty net on a penalty kill. We did not see Schrader behind the net, or behind the bench rather, and why he may have been off the ice, but he's returned, and when he does, his team is down 3-2. 3 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the first period. The Tigers, Shirakov is on a rush again. Stick save by JT Nichols. It was another 2-on-1 for Twinsburg. So the Royals defense giving up some chances. There's another one chipped over the net by one of the Tigers. That was Shirakov again. He does a good job to possess it behind the net. Poked away by one of the Royals, but he comes up to the top point, kept in, and in deep. Shirakov is back after it. It's chipped up, but back to Shirakov. And finally, Caden Bauer pokes it up, but not out. Chase Lowey keeps it in. Centering opportunity. Doesn't get to the intended target. The Royals finally clear it down the ice. Does Sam Porter, and they wave off the icing as it was deflected. In deep, Porter. Now it finds the stick of one of the Royals. In close, that's Matthew Porter looking for his second goal in 2 games. It goes wide of the net into the near corner. 2 minutes, 15 seconds left. Twinsburg coming out with it. Zach Nichols poke checks it away and pushes it back in deep for CVCA, dispossessing Shirakov, who tried to rush through the neutral zone. Behind the net, it's stolen by one of the CVCA players and then retrieved back by a Twinsburg Tiger. But not out. Luke Parada pushes it in deep, and he finds Lamline. Lamline centers, looking for Parada on the give and go. It comes back to Lamline. Centers once again, pushed up but not out, kept in, and ricocheted behind the net, where the near side, the Tigers try to push it up and out. Zach Nichols cannot keep it in. This time in the neutral zone, the Royals, Parada comes up with it. Parada leaves it for Lamline, ricocheted up and down the ice. No icing once again as it was deflected. Morgan Joy chases after it for CVCA. Joy pokes it away from the defender, centers the pass, but no one is there except for the Tigers. Number 38, or rather 39, Jackson Smith. As I try and find Smith's number, the puck moves behind the Royals goaltender Nichols, and it comes out. The Royals clear. That's Mark Mosher doing the dirty work, and they dump it in deep where a chase will ensue. Around the boards, it's knocked by number 4, Colby Smith, but Parada comes up with it for CVCA. He goes behind the boards, comes out and surveys, knocks it up to the far point. Mark Mosher fires in, and he scores! That's either Mark Mosher or in deep there was Morgan Joy. If it was deflected, we'll wait for the official scoring on that one, but the Royals get another goal and increase the lead to 4-2 with 44.7 seconds to go here in the first period. They do give it to Mark Mosher. So Mosher gets his second goal of the season, but a chance now for the Tigers as it gets in deep. The Royals defense with lapses, giving Twinsburg opportunities to stay in this game. JT Nichols with a stop, and finally the defense clears it out. Ballard pokes it away as there are 20 seconds left in the first period. Ballard now keeps it in for CVCA, and Twinsburg clears it out. Do they have time for one more rush? 8 seconds left through the neutral zone. It's intercepted by Sam Porter, who skates in. On his forehand, shoots, and a save by Schrader. Another shot, a third shot, and Schrader covers, and finally the horn to Schrader's rescue, and the period comes to an end. So an active first period, a lot of goals, and at the end of one, CVCA leads it with 2 late goals by a score of 4-2. We catch our breath, and we hope you do as well. 10 minutes goes up on the clock. And the Zamboni will come out of the ice in a few moments. We'll get the statistics, and we'll share them with you as we take a chance to remind you that you are watching this coverage of CVCA hockey on the Boxcast platform, simulcasting on the CVCA Athletics Boosters YouTube site, and we're thankful that you're with us today. And with that notice, that gives time for Mike Dearden to get me the statistics for the first period. Shots on goal in that first period. The Royals had 17. That means Mark Schrader made 13 saves in that first. Schroeder has made 13 saves in that first period. Twinsburg with 8 shots, 6 saves for Royals goaltender JT Nichols. Recapping the goals in the first period, the Royals got on the board first. Gabe Dearden added to his tally this season with his first goal of the game. He scored at 2 minutes and 5 seconds as he skated in across the blue line from the slot and fired one past Schrader. It was 1-0 CVCA. But the Tigers tied the score with a flurry. That score was tied at 5 minutes and 58 seconds of the first period. I believe that goal was scored by number 21, Dominic Mister. The Royals went back ahead about 3 minutes later when Jack Lamline got his first of the game. Lamline unassisted for CVCA made it 2-1. The lead was short-lived, however, as tying the game was the senior for Twinsburg, Anthony Skiraba, at 10 minutes and 5 seconds of that first period. It was 2-2. Twinsburg took a penalty. Brian Nestick went into the box at 11 minutes and 30 seconds for tripping on Gabe Dearden, and then perhaps there may have been an equipment issue or just an unorthodox defensive strategy for the Tigers. They went with an empty net on a penalty kill and 5 defensemen. It did not work. The Royals quickly put the puck in the back of the net. Jack Lamline poked it across the goal line and gave the Royals a 3-2 lead at 11 minutes and 43 seconds. The Royals finished the scoring in the final minute of the period at 14 minutes and 16 seconds when Mark Mosher fired from the right point. Mosher getting his second goal of the season and of his career. That goal was assisted by number 84, that's Luke Parada. Mosher from Parada, and the score was 4-2. And the Royals, that is the score. And we've gotten an update on this reason that the defensive strategy was used. Apparently the goaltender for Twinsburg having some intestinal issues, and we'll leave it at that. So he had to come off the ice. Unfortunately, they did not have a backup goaltender, and Schrader, after dealing with those intestinal issues, came back and finished out the period, so hopefully he'll be feeling a bit better. The Royals certainly putting the pressure on him as Schrader faced those 17 first period shots. Face-offs won in the first period. The Royals controlled 7, Twinsburg 1-2. So again, during the first intermission, the score, CVCA 4 and Twinsburg 2. Prior to the game, we were about to tell you that the Royals are about to get very busy. This is the first of 5 games for CVCA in 6 days. And so the Royals facing Twinsburg this evening. They will go on the road after a long homestand here at the Kostel Rec Center. Friday night, they will face a huge test at the pond against the Chagrin Falls Tigers. Chagrin Falls putting a beating on Kenston last week, as we saw. And so the Royals defense, which has been tested today by Twinsburg, is expected to really get tested by Chagrin Falls on Friday night. Saturday, the Royals will begin play in the Parma MLK tournament. They will play the Parma Redmen. The Redmen appear to be rebuilding a little bit this year. They had the Royals number last year, but many of you that are watching today certainly remember the game now almost 2 seasons ago between the Parma Redmen and the CVCA Royals for the championship of the Blue Division Barron Cup final, in which JT Nichols, Gabe Dearden, Luke Parada, Jack Lamline, and Caden Ballard, among others, took home the championship of the Barron Cup in 2019 against those Redmen. So that game will be played on Saturday. Sunday, the Royals match up again with Kent Roosevelt. They face them also in Parma over Thanksgiving weekend in the Normandy Thanksgiving tournament. That game, a 1-goal game at the end of regulation, ultimately decided by 2 goals on an empty netter. CVCA and Kent Roosevelt playing one tightly contested contest earlier this season. And then finally on Monday, the Royals facing the green team from St. Edward. We can only hope that green team is a little less talented than the St. Edward varsity, which is the #1 ranked team in the entire state of Ohio. But the varsity not playing, it is the St. Edward green team, who certainly are likely very talented themselves, that the Royals will match up with on Monday afternoon, Martin Luther King Day. We wind down here, 3.5 minutes to go before the second period is set to get underway. We'll just let you know that later on this evening, the CVCA girls basketball team will be at home in a contest against Pac-7 rival Manchester. That game to start at 6:30 p.m. The Lady Royals are 10-3 on the season, 4-1 in the Principals Athletic Conference, and that game will be streamed on the NFHS network. That is nfhsnetwork.com or the NFHS app. All CVCA Royals athletic events taking place in Tim Byerly Gymnasium are now available through the NFHS platform. So, 2.5 minutes remain before the teams return. Once again today, if you are from Twinsburg and you found our broadcast, we are thankful that you're along with us. We are doing these broadcasts as often as we can, every game at home and as many as we can on the road for CVCA in the 2020-21 season, in which there are restrictions on spectators. As a Twinsburg fan, you know, also sharing the Kostel Rec Center, that the City of Garfield Heights local regulations do not allow for spectators at contests here. The Royals found the Kostel Rec Center as their home away from home in this season, when their traditional home at the Kent State University Ice Arena was closed down due to the coronavirus pandemic 1 week before the start of the season. So the Royals Brain Trust, athletic director John Young and longtime head coach Doug Fairchild scrambled, and the Royals have been indebted to the folks here at the Kostel Rec Center for making time and space available for the Royals to have a season. And we're super pleased that you could be with us today, watching along with us as we bring you the coverage of CVCA and Twinsburg. Looking at this week in CVCA sports, last Saturday the Royals wrestling team was in action at the Minutemen Duels in Revere. The Royals picked up a conference victory against Tuslaw and then dropped a hard-fought match against Marlington before rebounding with a victory against Boardman, going 2-1 in that duel at Revere. So a fairly good result for the Royals grapplers on Saturday. We mentioned girls basketball again, and they are coming off a come-from-behind victory last Saturday night on the road against Tuslaw as well. They won that game 45-40. And they'll be in action again, as we said, at 6:30 tonight at Byerly Gymnasium against Manchester. The CVCA bowling team has been quite active. They won a pair of matches, the boys and the girls, against Lake Center Christian on Saturday. And they're in action again today against Bucktel. If you're interested in CVCA's bowling, you can find streaming information on the bowling team through the CVCA Athletics Facebook page and the CVCA Athletics Twitter account. All CVCA bowling matches are streamed live on Twitter. Boys basketball has been off for a bit. They lost a heartbreaker last Friday night at Triway. They fell 45-42. Royals had a 1-point lead in the final minute before a couple of turnovers turned the game toward the Titans. And CVCA's boys basketball team will be back in action on Friday on the road at Northwest. And finally, the swimming teams are off until Saturday when they take to the pool against Archbishop Hoban. Here, we're ready for second period action between CVCA and Twinsburg at the Dan Kostel Rec Center. 15 minutes is back up on the clock. In this second period, the Royals will be skating left to right on the screen. It'll be the long change period. The Royals defending the goal to our left with their bench to our right, vice versa for the Tigers. The Tigers, the visiting team today. Twinsburg on the bench to our left, and their goaltender, who's back in the net, Mark Schroeder, the junior, defending the goal to our right. The Royals today wearing their royal blue shells with blue and white striping. The home white Royal sweater with royal blue numerals and royal blue helmets. Twinsburg in the traditional Twinsburg dark blue, perhaps navy blue. Bottoms and tops, the gray numerals and dark blue helmets for the Tigers. Off the face-off, Jack Lamline has an opportunity, shoots, and a save by Mark Schroeder. Tested immediately, just 7 seconds in to the second period. So the Royals trying to increase that lead. It's Lamline, Parada, Morgan Joy, Zach Nichols, and Gabe Dearden, the same starting five for CVCA. The face-off is dropped down and controlled by Parada. Skates into the corner and circles back, dumps it in deep. Lamline goes to catch the puck. He's got it on his stick, centering pass. Joy, backhand shot just wide, and a stoppage. Stoppage as the goal came off its moorings. A beautiful pass slotted through the crease, found Morgan Joy on the doorstep. She tried to get it by Schrader and just missed the net. So the Royals with two great chances in the first 20 seconds of this second period. Face-off is dropped down, controlled up high. Parada retrieves and dumps it in deep. Lamline chases after it, controls, circles back to near side boards, dumps it back in, cycles down, a centering pass to the crease, knocked aside, and back into the corner. On it is number 15, Sean Shirakov, skates behind the net and up the ice, pushes it forward. It's delayed offsides. Gabe Dearden waits for his teammate to get onside, pushes it back in deep, where the Tigers will try and recover once again and build out. With it on the stick is Shirakov, cross ice pass, looking for Skiraba. Skiraba gets it, controls it, centering, and intercepted by a Lamline. Good thing, because one of the Tigers was coming in on the far side. Delayed offsides against Twinsburg, so Parada looks for Lamline off his stick. Controlled for a moment by Twinsburg's number 6. That's Max Coleman. And the Royals will go for a change. So, far side boards, and out of the zone come the Tigers with some speed. Far side, it's Skiraba. Checked by Dearden. Skiraba tries to center. It's intercepted by Dearden, who will skate out. 3-on-2 for CVCA if they hurry. Dearden skates past one of the Tigers. Now sets up. Shot saved by Schroeder. Nice job by the goaltender. Zach Nichols overskates it on it, and now it's a chance for Twinsburg Shirakov skating in on the breakaway, shoots. Nice stick save by JT Nichols, bailing out his brother. And the Royals try to clear it, still kept in by the Tigers. In deep, Ballard in the corner, shoots around the boards. It comes to this stick of Sam Porter. Cross ice pass looking for brother Matthew Porter. Onside, he shoots wide of the net. And the Tigers clear down the ice. And it will be an icing. So we get a stoppage, 2 minutes and 17 seconds into the second period. Great chances for both teams, especially in the first minute with a couple of beautiful opportunities for CVCA and then a breakaway opportunity for Anthony Shirakov. Pushed aside by senior goaltender JT Nichols. The score remains Royals 4 and Tigers 2. Face off now to the left of goaltender Schroeder. Controlled by CVCA up to the point. Pushed in and chipped behind the net by a Lamline. Chipped up and out by the Tigers. Through the neutral zone. Cody Preston. Dispossessed by Mark Mosher. Mosher, far side boards. Chipped up, not out. Comes back to Mosher. This time he gets it up to the right point. Kept in, but only for a moment where the Royals clear it. Lamline off the boards. Poked aside by Schroeder as it gets to the goal. Schroeder, rather, that is. Lamline still has it, though. Lamline centers. It comes all the way to the slot. Mosher fires in. Morgan Choi shoots. Edgy scores! Morgan Joy for CVCA. Her second goal this season. The second of her career. She adds to the total. Making the score CVCA 5 and Twinsburg 2. Mark Mosher kept that in. Off the backboards, and then Morgan Joy found it on her stick and fired it in for the Royals, giving them a 3-goal lead. Back underway with live action. The teams battle in the neutral zone. Sam Porter chips it in. Now it's knocked right back out where Mosher comes up with it. Cody Preston pushes it in deep where Matthew Porter retrieves it for the Royals. Far side. Actually, that's Josh Petchke with a shift, not Matthew Porter. In deep, controlled by Ian Lashua for just a moment. And now the Royals try to build it out once again. Matthew Porter pushes it up through the neutral zone near the center ice. And now it's pushed back with a chance for the Tigers. Lashua knocks it in deep. Chasing after it is Sam Porter. Porter held up. Lashua chases now and dumps it in far side behind the net. The Royals try to build it back out. They do through center ice. Sam Porter. And it's a delayed offsides, and now not delayed any longer. The Tigers poked it out. Caden Ballard tried to keep it in. He could not, and we get a stoppage at 10:55 to go in the second period. CVCA 5, Twinsburg 2. Four different Royals have found the back of the net today. Only Jack Lamline with multiple goals, as we are here in the second period. In the offensive zone, dumped in deep and chased by Luke Parada. Luke Parada in the circle, now skates to the slot. Parada still waiting, finds a teammate, centering pass back to Parada, cannot control. Kept in by Josh Petchke, dumps it in deep where Morgan Joy will chase after it. It comes back to Luke Parada. Parada, cross ice, and in front of the goal, Schroeder pokes it aside, and a stoppage ensues. Morgan Joy trying to get her second goal of the day. With that stoppage, a line change for the Tigers. 10:22 to go, second period. The game that was tied 2-2 is now 5-2. 3 straight goals for CVCA across the tail end of the first period and the start of the second period. Face-off won by the Royals, controlled by Dearden. Dearden skates in deep, centering pass, no one there. Parada, a nice back check in the offensive zone, finds it on his blade once again, fires. Pad save by Schroeder. Royals control it still. Lamline dumps it back in deep. Chasing after it for Twinsburg is Aiden Johnston. Johnston tries to push it up. It comes back to him, though, however. Up, but not out to Dearden at the left point. Dearden fires, knocked down, and now out. Shirakov with some speed, but offsides. They don't call it, actually. The Royals, Lamline recovers it. The Royals evade a danger there. Jack Lamline will try and build it back out. He's got some speed. Lamline, Parada onside. Lamline fires. It's chipped up and deflected over the net by one of the Tigers. Up to the point. Dearden. Dearden waits, skates in deep, pushes it back to the point. Lamline fires wide of the net. Behind the goal line, Parada. Parada off the boards. Petchke tries to keep it in. He pinches and he could pay. Shirakov again. Back checked by Parada, who dispossesses Shirakov. Behind the net it goes. JT Nichols tries to play it. Gets it out of harm's way to Dearden. Dearden will skate it out. 8:56 to go. Second period. Dearden into the offensive zone. He's got one man to beat. Fires. Saved by Schrader, and he jumps on it as Matthew Porter was coming in there for the rebound. And Porter goes in to say, hey, goalie, nice save. Or something along those lines. And it was a nice save as Gabe Dearden was in there one-on-one with Mark Schroeder. Schroeder got the better of him that time. As the puck dropped down, he made sure to cover it before Matthew Porter could do anything with it. Sam Porter and Caden Ballard. Caden Ballard finds the back of the net for CVCA. He scores off the faceoff. A backhanded shot beats Schroeder. It's CVCA 6 and Twinsburg 2. The Royals continuing to pressure Twinsburg. They've got 6 shots on goal in this second period so far, and 2 of them have found the back of the net. Off the face-off, they come again with more pressure. Sam Porter to the forehand, wide of the net. Porter bashes into the boards. Caden Ballard, who just scored, has it on his stick once again. Ballard circles onto the forehand, tries to fire, is poke checked away by Max Coleman. Nice job by him. It comes back to Ballard, who tries to punch it in deep. Sam Porter centers, gets a shot on goal. Better than a centering pass. Schroeder with the save. Twinsburg tries to push it up, and they finally clear. For a moment, Zach Nichols, though, pushes it back in deep for CVCA, and the Tigers will retreat. 8 minutes to go, second period. Sam Porter with the pressure. Matthew Porter pushes it to Ballard. Ballard once again on the backhand. Same shot, and same result. Another goal for Caden Ballard. The Royals just relentless pressure. And Mark Schroeder, not much he could do there. The Royals push the lead to 7-2 with 5 unanswered goals. Time of that goal, 7 minutes and 4 seconds of the second period. The second of the day for Ballard. The assist going to Sam Porter. In fact, the Porter to Ballard combination works twice in a row. They have worked that together. Porter both assists on both Ballard goals. This one, after the faceoff, is pushed in deep in the CVCA defensive zone. Gabe Dearden on it for a moment, but Twinsburg dispossesses him. Near side boards. The teams battle. With it is Ian Lashua. Lashua dumps it back for Colby Smith. He's dispossessed, and out comes the Royals with it. Parada onside. Near side fires. Kicked aside by Schroeder. Another save. Dearden pushes it in deep for CVCA behind the goal line, the end line. Centering pass looking for Ballard again on the hat trick opportunity. Off his stick. Just could not control that laser shot. Check that. That was David Krieger. It was not Ballard who would have had that opportunity. Meanwhile, Twinsburg centering pass pushed aside to the near side boards. Dearden skates it out for the Royals and dumps it in deep. No icing. In there is Lamline, first man to it for the Royals. knocks it up to Dearden. Dearden pushes it back into the corner as the Royals change behind him. Centering pass, no one there for the Royals. There for Twinsburg is Matt Beerworth as the teams battle, and out with it comes Twinsburg into the offensive zone. Diving is number 9, Andrew Henderson. But now the Royals with an opportunity. Ballard all by himself. Ballard, breakaway chance, shoots. This time Schrader with a save. Ballard trying to get a natural hat trick. This time he shoots again. Another save, stick save, and Ballard goes flying. A stick goes flying. There's hardware on the ice. Frantic action in front of the Twinsburg goaltender. He gets a breather, though, for a moment as the Tigers push it into their offensive zone. If for just a moment, Dearden, though, pushes back the other way, skates in all the way to Schrader, who covers. Dearden could not get much on that shot as the puck just fluttered into Schrader. Sorry about that. Schroeder, who made the save. So a stoppage at 5 minutes and 44 seconds behind all the action. Jackson Smith retrieves a stick. They drop the faceoff down. Luke Parada controls. Slow shot goes in front of the goaltender. Morgan Joy, who scored today already, retrieves it, pushes it up high. Zach Nichols pokes it back in. Chloe Polanski pushes it in deep for CVCA. Centering pass, no one there. And out with it is number 14, Ariana Bernardo. It's knocked back in behind the goal. Brian Nessick battles. Morgan Joy, though, controls and pushes it back in. Retrieving it for Twinsburg is Chase Lowy. Chase Lowy, but intercepted by Luke Parada. Parada goes behind the net. Centering pass. The Royals could not connect. Mark Mosher, though, keeps it in for the Royals and dumps it in deep. Chasing after it is Aiden Johnston. But the Royals come out with it. Parada centering pass. Dispossessed and knocked back to Parada. Parada far side. Gets tripped, and as soon as the touch-up happens, the Royals will be on the power play. Tripping is going to be the call. Into the box. For the Tigers goes number 3, Matt Beerworth. It's the second minor penalty of the day for Twinsburg. And this time a more conventional defensive lineup as the goaltender Mark Schroeder will stay in goal. Power play opportunity for CVCA. Leading already 7-2. Time of that penalty was 10 minutes and 26 seconds of the second period. Ballard behind the net. Ballard tries to center. Not much on it. Comes out and cleared out by Twinsburg. Will try and get a shorthanded opportunity. Shirakov centers. Knocked aside by Dearden. Dearden cannot get it. Ballard, though, dispossesses Shirakov, and Dearden behind his own net pushes it up, but not out. Intercepted. And so Twinsburg doing a good job here on the penalty kill. It's pushed back in for just a moment, and now the Royals will build out. Zach Nichols. Nichols fires, and it's stick save by Schroeder. In the corner. And out. Zach Nichols stops the penetration down the ice for a moment, but now Shirakov has it on his blade again. Tries to fake out one of the Royals. He does that, but can't control the puck. Matthew Porter in the far corner. Meanwhile, 54 seconds left on the power play for the Royals. In the corner. Twinsburg doing a good job just tying up the puck. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Still in the near corner. Finally, the Royals come out with it. Dearden. Nichols stays onside. Dearden into the far corner. Has it. Surveys. Centering pass. No one there. And it's not kept in. Lamline retrieves it for CVCA with 20 seconds left on the power play. Lamline all the way back to his goal line. He'll wait with 15 before they start up the rush once again. Chips it near side boards. Up and controlled by Shirakov. And cleared down the ice. That'll do it for the penalty time. No goals that time on the power play for the Royals. The score remains Royals 7, Twinsburg 2. 2.5 minutes to go. Second period action. Twinsburg trying to build it out of their zone. They chip it up and out. Nichols finds Lamline. He chips it up. Tries to find number 24. That's Jackson Sullivan, a first-year player for the Royals. Dearden chips it up and into the netting in the offensive zone. They'll bring it back out with a stoppage. 2 minutes and 4 seconds to go. Second period. Royals 7, Tigers 2. Both teams with changes. Face-off will be at center ice. Controlled by CVCA. That's Sam Porter into the offensive zone. The senior fires, and a nice save right in the breadbasket of Mark Schroeder, the junior goaltender for the Twinsburg Tigers. A minute 57 to go here in the second period. The Royals looking for their 6th win of the season. Face-off controlled to the right point, but Dearden could not keep it in. He pokes it in deep as the Royals get back on side. Twinsburg's number 6, Max Coleman, pushes it far side boards, up and now out. Nice back checking by Jack Lamline. As the puck flutters at center ice, Porter across ice looking for David Krieger. Krieger dumps it in and inadvertently hits Caden Ballard, who was trying to get back on side. Offsides is the call with a minute 29 to go. Face-off will be just outside the Royals' offensive zone on the far side. Face-off dot in front of the Royals bench. It's dropped down and controlled back to CVCA where Mark Mosher is on it. Mosher pushes it up. Was looking for CVCA's Tyler Young, getting a shift into the offensive zone, far side. Chloe Polanski getting in there and getting some work in. They dump it back in deep. Jackson Smith controls for a moment, but it comes to the stick of one of the Royals. Parada up to Zach Nichols. Nichols pokes at it, cannot keep it in. Parada will retrieve it at center ice. Backtracking, looking, poke checked away for just a moment. Mosher there to try and help. And it's poked back in further. Oh, a dangerous pass there by Zach Nichols. Centering. And the Royals trying to scramble now. Poked up and not able to control is one of the Tigers and keep it in. Chloe Polanski chases after it with 28 seconds left. Cannot get to it though. And it's poked back out to center ice where the Royals will wait to get on side. CVCA mixing in some younger players with some veteran players. Zach Nichols a little anxious that time with 17 seconds left as Chloe Polanski was trying to get back on side for CVCA. So face off outside the Royals zone with 17.5 seconds to go. They drop the puck and it's controlled by one of the Tigers who was just skating in. That is number 93, Chase Lowy. Fires, stick aside by JT Nichols with 8 seconds left. Poked up all the way down the ice, and it will be an icing with 2.4 seconds to go in the period. A moment of quiet before they drop the last face-off of the period. It's dropped down, controlled to the Royals, and the horn sounds, which signals the end of the second period. A second period controlled by CVCA, who put up 3 goals in that second stanza. Twinsburg unable to get on the board. And the score at the end of 2 periods, Royals 7, Tigers 2. Recapping that second period activity, the shots on goal in the second period. The Royals had 13, a 2-period total of 30. And one of the reasons the Tigers did not score in that second period is JT Nichols was barely tested. Just 1 shot on goal for Twinsburg in the second period, a 2-period total of 9. So the Royals tightening up the defensive pressure and intensity a bit more after a bit of a sloppy first period. A couple of odd man rushes bit CVCA and benefited Twinsburg in that first period. They did not have the same opportunities in the second stanza. So 30-9, the Royals dominating shots on goal today in this contest. In the second period, faceoffs won, Royals 11. Twinsburg just 1, so the Royals dominating on that side as well with an 18-3 advantage in faceoffs won. Goals by the Royals in that second period. The first one was scored exactly 3 minutes into the period by CVCA's Morgan Joy. Earlier this season against Nordonia on the road, she became the first female to ever score a goal for the Royals. She now becomes the first female to ever score 2 goals for CVCA. She gets her second of the season, her first of the night. That made the score 6-2, and then on that goal, the assist went to Mark Mosher. Then after that, in a matter of 46 seconds, Caden Ballard put 2 almost identical goals behind Mark Schroeder for Twinsburg, both assisted by number 10, Sam Porter. Ballard from Porter, the first one at 7 minutes and 18 seconds of the second period. The second one just shortly thereafter at 8 minutes and 4 seconds of that second period, putting the Royals up 6-2 and then 7-2, which is where we stand after 2 periods of play. Once again, you are watching an afternoon matinee, or now it's an early evening matinee. I guess in baseball they'd call this a twilight game, given when sunset is. Not really a matinee. Nevertheless, we're glad you found us on the Boxcast platform. Special thank you to the Twinsburg Athletics website and Twitter account for putting the Boxcast link out and retweeting that. So we hope, despite the score, if you are following us from the as a fan of the Tigers and one of the faithful for Twinsburg, we're glad you found us today and hope that you are enjoying the coverage. If you're a fan of CVCA, we've been with you all season, and we're glad you're continuing to follow along with us. Certainly we know you'd much rather be here in person, but in lieu of that, we're very pleased to be able to bring you this coverage of Royals hockey during the 2020-2021 season. A reminder, you can follow information about Royals streaming on Twitter through the @CVCA Livestream Twitter account. That's @CVCA Livestream. Additionally, you can find out information about all CVC athletics on Twitter by following the @CVCA Athletics hashtag, @CVCA Athletics. And then, certainly, if you're not already familiar with it, one of the best places to find information about CVCA sports is the CVCA Athletics Facebook page, and of course, online on the CVCA Athletics webpage at athletics.cvcaroyals.org. Speaking of CVCA, if you're interested in CVCA, if you found this broadcast and you're interested in Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy, there's some events coming up that are related to admissions that would be of interest to you. There are several upcoming winter open houses that will take place. The first one is scheduled for an hour on Thursday afternoon, January 28th, from 4 to 5 p.m., and a second one later that evening from 6 to 7 p.m., so multiple opportunities, and you can sign up online. You can look for more information at www.cvcaroyals.org. The second opportunity for a winter open house, same times, the following week on Tuesday, February 2nd, from 4 to 5 and from 6 to 7. So those two dates specifically, once again, Thursday, January 28th, and Tuesday, February 2nd. You do need to register online, so head on over to www.cvcaroyals.org, and then you can navigate to the admissions area and the open house area to sign up for one of those open houses. Entrance exams for CVCA are on the calendar as well. There are a couple of opportunities. One will take place on February the 1st, and a second one on March the 1st. Those do take place during the school day. So again, if there is interest, if you have a present student at CVCA and an up-and-coming student who will be joining CVCA, or just someone that you know that wants to attend the CVCA or has an interest, reach on out to the admissions folks. You can find all admissions type information about Cuyahoga Valley Christian Academy at www.cvcaroyals.org. Once again, we are at the second intermission from the Dan Kostel Rec Center. My name is Tim Nichols. My pleasure to be with you. We are in Garfield Heights, Ohio. The Royals and Twinsburg Tigers both calling this arena home during the 2020-2021 season. Today the home team is the Royals. The Zamboni driver doing his work, his last pass down the ice, and there's about 3 minutes to go, so just enough time to top off that beverage if you have one, or finish that last bite of dinner if you're eating an early dinner and watching along with us. A reminder, if you're watching on the Boxcast platform, you can watch events both on the Boxcast app or through a computer at the URLs that we post. But a reminder that Boxcast does have a couple of television apps, specifically on the Apple TV and Roku and Amazon Fire platforms. So to access Royals hockey on the big screen, you just need to download the Boxcast app, or we call it the Boxcast TV app, within one of those television streaming platforms. And then once you're in the Boxcast app, whether it be on your Apple TV, your Roku, or your Amazon Fire, search for CVCA Livestream, and there you can find the links to all the CVCA hockey broadcasts that we do for you. And you'll be able to watch on the big screen. Alternatively, we do stream and simulcast on YouTube. The website to look for on YouTube is the CVCA Boosters website. And if you are more inclined to find a YouTube app on your big TV or on your phone, CVCA Boosters is the website that we simulcast all these broadcasts on, so you can find our action and activity there as well. Clock is ticking down to about 1 minute and 10 seconds to go, and we'll have third period action from the Kostel Rec Center. Royals are leading this one today 7-2. The game was tied at 2 apiece until late in that first period, when the Royals took the lead for good at 11 minutes and 43 seconds of that second period. Jack Lamline on the power play got his second of the day. It was a unusual power play goal in that Mark Schroeder, the goaltender for the Twinsburg Tigers, was off the ice. Unfortunately, looked like he had an intestinal issue. And once he took care of that, the Royals had taken the lead. He came back. The Royals added another one in the final minute of that first period, and 3 more in the second period. And that's where we stand at 7-2. So the Royals, if they are able to hold on, will notch their 6th victory of the season. Their record will increase to 6 wins against 9 losses. The Tigers have been very active over the last week, finally getting their season started. If this score does hold, their record would fall to 2-2. The Royals making their way back out. The locker rooms here at the Kostel Rec Center are off the lobby area. And so both teams have to walk through the lobby and the entrance to the ice area. The Royals hosted the CVCA Christmas tournament here on December 29th and 30th. CVCA, Orange, Normandy, and Lakewood participated in that tournament. And during that time, we had 8 games in 2 days, full-on days of hockey here at the Kostel Rec Center. We learned that this arena was once an outdoor ice rink, but obviously it's been here for quite some time and been enclosed for a number of decades as well. And for that, we are thankful, as it serves as the home of both the Royals and the Tigers during this 2020-21 season. Royals back out on the ice. Karsten Hauk getting a cheer from senior goaltender JT Nichols. Just took a dive. The Royals backup goaltender, where's number 1? It's a hockey player when you get on the ice and fall down and get back up. So a shout out to him again. Karsten Hauk having a great performance on Saturday afternoon here against the NDCL Lions. His first year playing hockey, a goaltender in soccer by trade, and improving every time he gets out there. So Karsten Hauk may see some action later during this period, we think, perhaps, depending on what transpires as we move on. But JT Nichols is back out with 5 games in 6 days. Would not be surprised if the Royals tack on a couple extra goals here to see Hauk finish up this afternoon. On the other hand, the Tigers have shown some spunk with odd man rush opportunities, and certainly their biggest weapons, Anthony Shirakov and perhaps also Dominic Mister, both who have scored today, have shown the ability to find the back of the net today and in other games during the season as well. So here's to a good third period, and we're just about ready to get underway from Garfield Heights. Royals control the face-off. Same starters out there for CVCA. Actually, Josh Petchke getting a look, and the Royals punch it up the ice, trying to make a connection in the neutral zone, but unable to corral it is David Krieger. So I take that back. You've got David Krieger and Josh Petchke, who are out for CVCA, getting the third period start with Lamline, Dearden, and Parada. Face off to the right of Nichols after the icing calling at CVCA, controlled to Petchke. He tries to poke it up to Krieger, and Lamline pokes it out. Lamline, if he hurries, might have a 2-on-1. The Tigers get back. Centering pass falls to Twinsburg, and they try and march up the ice. Does Shirakov. It's poked aside or kicked aside, and Shirakov will reset. Cross-ice pass, and the Tigers enter the zone, but it's poke-checked back out to center ice, where Shirakov will come back in. He's knocked aside by Dearden. The puck flutters in on Nichols. He covers, and so a stoppage just 43 seconds into the third period. Royals leading 7-2. Both teams with changes. The face-off will happen to the left of JT Nichols. Andrew Henderson on the draw, but it's controlled to the Royals. Zach Nichols on his stick, up to the neutral zone, pokes it in deep. Chasing after it is Alex Frazier for CVCA. Sam Porter's on it, challenged by Andrew Henderson. Caden Ballard in to assist, but up ice it goes. And down across the end line, icing against the Tigers. They'll retrieve the puck and bring it back down for an offensive zone faceoff for CVCA. So it'll be Henderson again for the Tigers. Jack Lamline on the draw for CVCA. They drop it down. This one's controlled by Twinsburg. Up and out. Across the offensive zone, but to Ian Lashua. He dumps it in deep, but no one there. Lamline first to it for CVCA. Pokes it around the boards. Morgan Joy has it. Centers. Tries to find Lamline. Doesn't initially. Lamline recovers and will start out behind the net once again. He gets it up to Joy. Off her stick and poked back in. With it is Zach Nichols. Cross ice on the blade of 15 for CVCA. That was Tyler Young. He's dispossessed, and into the zone it goes. Zach Nichols pokes it back up. Overskating is one of the Tigers, and Morgan Joy is on it. Pokes it forward towards Schroeder, and Schroeder jumps out, gets it. Joy pokes her stick in there just to make sure it was covered. Schroeder was well out of his crease, but he makes sure that puck went no further, and the faceoff will be to his left. Off the faceoff, the shot by Ballard toward the goal. He backhands it in once again. Backhanded by Matthew Porter toward the goal, kicked aside. He pushes it up the boards. Ballard into the circle, fires, and it might have hit some post or the crossbar. No goal, though. It knocks it all the way to the far boards and pushed up and out, where Josh Petchke for CVCA will retrieve it and head behind his own net. Petchke, with some pressure, pushes it up, and it ricochets off the blade of number 31, Aiden Johnston, all the way down the ice. Icing is waved off. Far side boards, Ballard will battle, but the Tigers clear it. Royals out in the neutral zone once again, and off the bench comes Parada. Parada pokes it forward, and he'll skate after it. He's got it in the corner. Gets it to Polanski, who fires it toward the net, and covered by Schroeder. Chloe Polanski on that shot. She made history last year as the first female to play hockey for CVCA. So she's in her second year. She's got a hockey lineage. Her brothers starred here at CVCA in years past. She broke down barriers a year ago, and she's getting a little bit of ice time this afternoon against the Tigers. Back underway, under 12 minutes to go in this third period. Tigers control in the circles, fired wide. Shirakov tries to center through the crease. The puck flutters. Now it's poked behind the net. Twinsburg battles for it. That's Aiden Johnston. He gets some help from Shirakov. Now the Royals, Luke Parada finds it on his blade. Retreats behind his own net, near side boards. Dearden will skate it out for CVCA, the senior captain. Back checked by Shirakov, but dumps it in deep. Jack Lamline's on it. Lamline shoots a sharp angle shot, and Lamline found the back of the net. Looked like it was ricocheted off of Schroeder. And Schroeder, next thing you knew, looked behind him, and that puck was in the goal. So Jack Lamline, a backhanded, sharp-angled shot, found enough daylight to get behind Schroeder, and the Royals increase the lead to 8-2. Time of the goal, 3 minutes and 38 seconds for Lamline. That's his second of the day, I believe. Is that correct? Yes, actually, it's his third of the day. So a hat trick for Jack Lamline today. For the Royals, the lead is 8-2. It's 6 goals. And so, therefore, with a 6-goal differential, the clock will run from this point forward unless the Tigers can draw back within 6 goals. Twinsburg controls the faceoff into the offensive zone. Goes number 30, Ian Lashua. He tries to center, but Sam Porter's up with it and out with it. Porter pushes it forward, near side boards. Andrew Henderson chases after it for Twinsburg. Gets it up to a teammate. Wearing the C is Lashua for the Tigers. Up ice into the offensive zone. And now Mark Mosher onto it for CVCA. It's up and out. Chasing back after it for Twinsburg is Chase Lowy. Check that Lowy again. Apologies for the mispronunciation there. Just got the Twinsburg roster this morning, so making our best to try and get them all right. Shot is in on JT Nichols, a glove save for him. 10 minutes, 20 seconds with the clock running and a 6-goal lead. Nichols hands the puck to the referee, skates to JT Nichols' left, where the face-off will ensue once all the players skate on over. This face-off is controlled by CVCA, pushed up and out. Morgan Joy, with some daylight in front of her, fires and over the goal on the forehand. Morgan Joy looking for her second of the day. Now Parada knocked away. Zach Nichols fires. Rebound to Joy. She pushes forward. And another goal for the Royals. Johnny on the spot. Is Morgan Joy, and she's not Johnny, she's Morgan. Her first multi-goal game of the season and her career. Off the rebound. And it looks like the assist may have gone to David Krieger, I think they announced. So Joy from Krieger, if I got that one right. It's 9-2. Another shot saved by Schroeder. Backhanded by Polanski. Kept in by, actually not kept in, a late whistle as Josh Petchke tried to keep it in, but offsides against CVCA. And they'll restart from the face-off dot just outside the CVCA offensive zone. We look to our right, JT Nichols still in goal for the Royals. They drop this one down. It's controlled by the Tigers. Across the blue line is number 21, Dominic Mister. He gets it back on his stick and fires, saved by Nichols. Poked up, and the Royals will clear it out. Jackson Sullivan doing the honors for the Royals. And he tries to keep it in. It's poked out. Lamline will dump it in deep. The Royals clear, and they're now onside. Long pass finds Shirakov. Shirakov, nice move, but then pushed aside. Nice back check by one of the CVCA defensemen. Dearden, for a moment, has it. It's pushed forward, but turned over. Lamline goes to the ice. Shirakov finds it back on his stick, and a huge hit by Jack Lamline, and immediately the referee's hand goes up and Lamline's going to go into the box. It's just a matter of how long. Penalty box opens. The Tigers will be on the power play for the first time today. A discussion ensues as the clock continues to wind. We wait, and it looks like there may be 5 fingers up, and there are. It's going to be a 5-minute major against Jack Lamline, who will sit for most of the remainder of this game, and the Royals will have an extended penalty to have to kill with a 9-2 lead. Lamline getting a little advice, perhaps, from the referee to not do that again, and maybe an explanation as to why the major has been called. But the Royals will have to kill off most of the rest of this game, down a man. Royals clear. The clock winds down to about 6 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the hockey game. Royals 9. Tigers 2. Twinsburg tries to push up the ice, but no one there. And icing is waved off, so Gabe Dearden out to retrieve for CVCA. He'll punch it up the ice. Knocked away by Andrew Henderson. So Twinsburg does not have to chase all the way down the ice. In the neutral zone, Luke Parada dispossesses the Tigers and gets it to the Royals defenseman, Josh Petchke, who clears it down the ice. 4 minutes to go on the penalty to Lamline. 5.5 minutes to go in the hockey game. Petchke again finds it on his skate, pokes it down, stopped by Lashua, pushes it up ice, finds Dominic Mister in the offensive zone, and Twinsburg will try and set it up. Nice evasive move by Mister. Tries to do too much with it perhaps though, and now kept in at the left point, fired. Ricochet, Nichols stick save, pokes it aside. Twinsburg point blank shot, Nichols second point blank shot, pushes that aside as well, poked up and out. The Royals clear, 3.5 to go on the power play. Twinsburg gains his own, but Luke Parada is there to sweep up the puck. He retreats behind his net and fires it up ice, but kept in. Shot in on Nichols. Rebound, poked up, and Parada retreats. Still on his stick, pokes it up and out, where Lashua has it at center ice. Cross ice pass. Lashua finds Henderson. Back to Lashua. He retreats into the zone. Finds Shirakov at the red line. Shirakov back check by Morgan Joy. Nice job by her, but it's not out. Kept in and fired. Mister knocked down. Shirakov comes to him. Fires and Nichols kicks it aside. Near side boards. Dearden has it. Dearden into the offensive zone. Fires and scores! A shorthanded goal by Gabe Dearden. Scored at 4 minutes and 2 seconds to go. The Royals' lead expands to 10-2. For Gabe Dearden, he got the first goal of the day for CVCA. And after 8 goals by teammates, he gets his second. This time a shorthanded goal for the senior captain for CVCA. Royals make a line change after that, still on the penalty kill. And a delayed offside against CVCA is called, and they retreat out of the zone. It gives Twinsburg an opportunity to push up the ice, and does Cody Preston, but he's dispossessed for a moment. The puck trickles across the ice and pushed in deep. Mark Mosher's after it for the Royals. Mosher around the boards. Funny bounce. Pushed toward the goal. Mosher finally clears the puck through the center of the neutral zone. 1:20 left on the power play. And the Royals clear once again. This time Zach Nichols sends it down the ice. 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go in the hockey game. Royals 10. Tigers 2. Into the offensive zone and fires wide is Matt Beerworth. Beerworth around the net. Now it's centered in front and the Royals clear it. Back into the defensive zone. CVCA clears the puck down the ice with 45 seconds to go on the penalty to Lamline. Clock winds down to 2 minutes and 8 seconds in the game. Now Zach Nichols intercepts. Nichols, centering opportunity, knocked aside by number 4, Colby Smith. Nichols controls and clears the puck down the ice with 25 seconds to go on the penalty time. Onside are the Tigers. They center, fired, knocked aside. Nichols gets knocked down into the corner. Around the boards it goes. Far side. On it is Mosher, who pokes it up and out, and that should just about do it on the penalty time to Jack Lamline, who'll be out of the box in 1 second, and here he comes. Lamline skates to the bench. Penalty time is up. 1:24 to go in the game. Back to even strength. Josh Petchke pushes it up. The Tigers recover. They've got a 2-on-2 if they hurry. Mark Mosher tries to poke it away, cannot. With it, number 10, Preston. Preston circles, now finds Lashua. Lashua loses the puck. It's poked in. Lashua and Chloe Polanski collide. It's poked down the ice for an icing against CVCA with 55 seconds to go. With the clock running, they'll probably drop it with about 30 seconds left. Face-off will come to the right of JT Nichols. As action and activity wind down in this one, the Royals are going to go to their 6th win of the season. Tigers control. They'll have one more chance. Firing stick save by Nichols. Poked to the far side by Petchke and dumped back in deep by Twinsburg. Shirakov is after it. Tries to center. Poked up and out of the zone with 15 seconds to go. That should just about do it, unless the Tigers can have one more rush. They knock it in. Nichols clears, or tries to. Now, a dangerous centering pass, but the Royals are on top of it with 3 seconds left. Poked up and out, and there is the horn. We've come to the end of this hockey game today. Final score, CVCA 10 and the Twinsburg Tigers 2. So the Royals from the Blue North Division getting a hard-fought victory against the Twinsburg Tigers from the Blue South. Both teams, as is the custom in 2020, saluting each other from the blue line with stick taps, that is. And then they head to their benches. Always an oddity. Both teams give it their all on the ice and then no longer can shake hands, which hopefully, as we see things improve over the course of the 2021 year, we can get back to some sense of normalcy. But normalcy today is just the ability to have a hockey game, which we've just had today. So whether you're a fan of CVCA or Twinsburg, that's a win. In the record books, the Royals will record the victory by a final score of 10-2. Recapping that third period, the Royals had 3 shots on goal for a game total of 33. Twinsburg had 6 shots on goal for a game total of 15. The Royals' 3 shots on goal in the third period all did find the back of the net. The first one scored by Jack Lamline on a sharp angled backhanded shot that found daylight and the back of the net. That made the score 8-2 and began the running clock. Time of his goal was 3 minutes and 48 seconds of the third period. The 9th goal was scored by Morgan Joy, and I believe the assist went to David Krieger, if we heard the announcement correctly. Morgan Joy, her 2nd of the day, her 3rd of the season, and she scored on a rebound at 5 minutes and 25 seconds of the third period. And the final one of the day, a shorthanded goal scored by the captain, senior Gabe Dearden. Time of Dearden's goal was 10 minutes and 58 seconds. The Royals won 5 faceoffs in the third period, as did the Tigers. Final faceoffs won totals. CVCA won 23 and Twinsburg won 8. So a good day if you're a fan of the Royals with a victory. A good day if you're a fan of the Twinsburg Tigers, as the Tigers season starting last week, they get their 4th game in. Their record drops to 2-2, but more hockey to come for them this season. And that's the victory as we look to you and say thank you for watching today from the Dan Kostel Rec Center. A reminder that CVCA season continues on Friday night, and we hope to have it for you. Stay tuned to @CVCA Livestream and @CVCA Athletics. Both Twitter accounts will have information on the broadcast. The time of the game on Friday night is 8:05 at the Pond against Sugar Falls. Sugar Falls playing out of the same division as CVCA, the Blue North, but perhaps the favorite to win, and a powerhouse program with a lot of seniors. And then on the weekend, we will try and get information about whether we can stream at the Reese Ice Rink during the Parma MLK tournament. That's an odd rink, and so we've got to reach out to the powers that be there to see if we can get in and see what kind of internet capabilities we will have. We've been spoiled here having some hardline internet, so work with us. We'll watch the CVCA Athletics Twitter account and the CVCA live stream Twitter accounts for more information. But today, that'll do it. The final score once again from the Dan Kostel Rec Center, CVCA 10 and the Twinsburg Tigers 2. My name's Tim Nichols. On behalf of CVCA, we thank you for watching today. So long. Have a good week, everybody.